Hey, Jimbo, you ready for this deal?
Turn him out, Cody.
Old stories like long lost friends, rodeos and late night bends, history before our time, round pens and pasture rides, cowboys of the Osage.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Cowboys of the Osage podcast, brought to you by the Ben Johnson Cowboy Museum and the Buck and Flamingo Turquoise Shop, both located in historic downtown Pawhuska, Oklahoma. We also got good friends over in Oklahoma City, Shorty's Cowboy Hattery. If you need a good handmade hat, Shorty's your lady. None better. Call her up, tell her we sent you. Hey everybody, this is old Cody, and as always, I have my main man with me, Mr. Rodeo Historian himself, Jimbo Snively. Morning, Jimbo. What do we got going on today?
Hey, Cody, boy, it's a great day in the Osage, man. And Cody, there's been Vogels riding bulls for as long as I can remember, right here in Osage County, Cedarville, Shiloh area. There's a whole bunch of them, and we got one of the best young ones that was really coming on strong, Tyler. And, I mean, he was making some rides and was making a name for himself.
Yeah, I was keeping track. He was.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed like he's riding everything he got on.
80, 90-point rides and ranked bulls. And anyway, and then a little over 2 years ago, he had a real bad car wreck and left him partially paralyzed. But he's fighting that just like you'd expect a bull rider to, you know. Just he's tougher than wet leather. And his dad's with us today, and we're going to get into his family and his family and what how he broke out and what it's like to be a bull riding Vogel and then we'll probably get into the bad stuff, that wreck. But anyway, we got his dad Clint with us today too, so I think it's really going to be a good one.
I do too.
Clint and Tyler, welcome to the Cowboys of the Osage.
Thank
podcast.
you for having us, man.
Hey,
This
it's
is
our
a
pleasure.
blessing.
Been wanting to get you down here for a while.
Heck yeah.
Well, tell us about your family, the background.
Well, I don't know too much about the Vogels, man. I barely got to know Bobby before he died, but
Right. But you've heard about them.
oh yeah, I've heard all kinds of stories, and heck, listening to my dad growing up, that's all I ever got to hear. So it's all I ever thought about was riding bulls.
Yeah. How'd they get started riding bulls? Who was the first one?
I heard Gene, the Bobby's dad, rode bulls a little, so I guess that's what got them all started.
Wow. Just like we're steer roping family, this is a bull riding family.
That's right. That's right. They are. All sides of their family. There's a bunch of bull riders in their family.
Right.
His uncle, his brother,
Yeah.
bull riding dude.
All of his brothers, yeah. But I'll just add this before we get started about Bobby. Growing up, he taught me and my little brother Bronk how to ride bulls and started hauling us around to open rodeos when we was 13, 14 years old. And those big bulls started stomping on us a little bit and getting us hurt. And my mom started getting worried, started griping at him, and he just said, "Listen here, you can get killed walking across the dang street. And around here, you either ride bulls or you play the piano, and we ain't got no piano." So that's basically how it was.
Wow. Well, I guess you, for as long as you can remember, you wanted to ride bulls?
Oh yeah, heck, he had a stack of NFR tapes, old bull riding tapes, and
Who did?
my dad.
Your dad?
Yep. And heck, that's all I ever did was study that, and then go out to the buck and barrel and try to reenact it. And
How old were you when this was going on?
shoot, probably 7 or 8 when I really started kind of being interested.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who were some of your heroes you was watching on those NFR tapes?
And I'm a big Wacy Cathy fan, and of course Donnie Gay.
Sure.
But oh man, The Rock they called him from
Denny Flynn.
Arkansas, Denny Flynn. Yeah.
Yeah.
And heck, man, my dad told me I needed to start watching them taller guys ride bulls because I I mean, I am a little guy, but I was built long, and I couldn't ride like them little short guys could. I'd end up throwing myself off real bad. If you're
What's
tall,
the difference?
well, I mean, if you're short, it's real easy to get underneath your arm and lift with your back and mash on them. But if you're tall, you got to really over exaggerate that, and you kind of cheat away from your hand a little bit. That way, I mean, you can't ride just square with them. You got to kind of cover them up for anything, and that's just what I've heard my whole life. And
Who were some of the tall bull riders that were good?
well, like Troy Dunn and J.B. Mooney, of course, he's a great big tall guy. Lane Frost, Tuff Hedeman's pretty tall.
What J.B. Mooney getting that fight the other day? What was that all about?
Man, I don't know. I just heard, that they was kind of on the sauce a little bit, and they had an argument about loading bulls, and I think JB told him he better go get back on the camera or something.
Yeah.
But
They went off that platform. They got hooked up and went
Oh,
off
yeah.
that platform, hit the ground hard.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it on. It's kind of funny.
that reminded me of when Chase Outlaw and J.W. Hart got into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a squabble there for a second.
Was that PBR?
No, it was it was at a PBR somewhere,
Yeah.
but heck, it was a couple years ago.
Well, I think I did see that.
Yeah, I don't know what JW was doing, but he plucked the wrong feather.
He got tuned up a little bit, didn't
Oh
he?
yeah.
But anyway, so you started off on the barrel. When did you ride your first cow brute of some type?
Well, my dad bought some Zebus whenever I was a little bitty kid.
What is
probably.
a zebu for people that don't know?
Oh, a miniature breed of bulls. They're from like South Asia or somewhere, and they adapted to their environment, and that's why they're so small. They didn't have much to eat, but
They look like a perfect Bramer bull, a
Yeah,
lot of
just-
them do.
just
But
miniature.
miniature.
Yeah, right.
and most of the time they are meaner than a snake too.
Really?
Oof. But no, he bought a couple of them and started putting me on them. And at first, I really didn't like it because them little snaky turds was mean. But I grew out of that, not really liking the mean stuff. After he taught me how to start colts, and we started a bunch of them, like riding ponies and stuff, bareback, but
Was you wanting to be a bull rider? Or?
No, sir. Last thing I wanted, but it was hard because I raised bucking bulls, and I'd load a trailer load of them, take them to town, and he'd be back there behind the chutes with his rig and sack and standing there above one of them young ones, and I'd just tell him put his rope back in
yeah,
his bag.
I'd have it hung down there where he could hook it while he's hooked. I even hung the flank for him, and nope, put your shit back in your bag. Man, I'd be mad at him.
How old were you then?
Oh, probably around 10.
Yeah.
10, I really wanted to get my feet wet. And then whenever I was 14, Ronnie Kitchens had a bull riding school down at the Knapp Ranch. And he took me down there, and I probably got on 14 or 15 of them all weekend, and I just tried real hard, and I was Ronnie's only student. I was the only one that showed up, and so I got to spend all weekend with Ronnie just getting on stuff, and man, it was fun. I spurred my first bull down there, a little young bull, but heck, it was fun. And then Matt Williams, who used to own Silver Creek Pro Rodeo Company there in Ark City, and went over there, and I, of course, took my bag like always. And my dad asked him, "You got anything Tyler could get on?" And he loaded this old brindle bull with one eye. He was blind in the other one. And he jumped out of there, and I was kind of hanging off the side of him. But every time he'd hit the ground, I'd shimmy my little skinny ass right back up there. And he turned back away from my hand, and I rode him till he said get off. And I was stuck since then. That really made me...
That hooked you.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. And then I run off to New York whenever I was 17.
What'd your mom think about you breaking out to be a bull rider?
It was kind of iffy, but she knew I really wanted to do it, and there wasn't no stopping me. So
Yeah.
but
So you went up to New York, Roger Stockton's?
yep,
Yeah.
yep, and we started trading horses and hauling me around, and it was COVID year, so the only pro rodeo going was Cowtown Pro Rodeo there in Piles Grove, New Jersey, and we went there every Saturday night. And
They just had an ongoing rodeo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the oldest weekly rodeo in America, I think.
It's been going around for a long time, Jimbo.
Wow.
I used to read about it when I was a kid. I think they have it every week,
Through Saturday.
Yep.
all year long, or just certain time of the
Memorial
year.
Day to after Labor Day
Yeah.
sometime.
Yep.
Yeah. Also.
Outdoor arena?
Yes, sir. Big arena,
Wow.
deep sand. I've ate a bunch of it, but anyway, no, I went up there and I didn't have a driver's license. My little dumb ass got a DUI whenever I was young. Even it was on Memorial Day too. It was a bad deal. But anyway, I took my month that they give me that I could still drive, and I drove up there and stayed with Raj, and like I said, traded horses, and he hauled me around. That was probably one of my favorite summers that I had up there with my grandpa. And
Were they mostly local bull riders, or where'd the bull riders come from up there?
and there were some boys from just about everywhere, but most of them were locals. Yep. Mm-hmm. The bull power up there is no joke either.
Really?
Oh yeah, they still had wood chutes, great big suckers. They was 8 foot tall and probably 4 foot wide, and them bulls filled them up too. Your knot and your rope would be about that big around, about like a softball. And
If you're going to ride a bull, you might as well ride a bull.
yeah, sir.
Not no Zebo.
Yeah, I growed out of that pretty fast.
Yeah.
But no, man, that was a fun summer.
How long did you stay up there all summer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From the second week of June to October, and then I made the circuit finals. I rode my first bull that I got on there at Cowtown, and then that was the only time I didn't draw deep in the pen, and but that carried me all the way, 12th place all the way to the circuit finals.
Where were they at?
Harrington, Delaware.
Wow.
At an outdoor facility, like a hunter jumper
Right.
facility, because of COVID.
Right.
It had to be just covered and open. But I rode my first bull the first round, and I think I was like 61 points. It wasn't very pretty, but they don't write that on the check. But I still win fourth in the average and third in that round. So heck, I come home with about $3,000 from there, and thank God for Jody Stockton for saving my money for me, for trading horses and stuff. And man, it was just a lot of fun. And then I come home and was still itching for it, but it was wintertime and wasn't many places to go. So me and Dad we was building metal buildings and stuff, and then once springtime, summertime hit, he drove me to all of them because I still didn't have a driver's license. And man, that was some of the funnest times I've ever had. Them late night talks that you don't get to have if you're traveling with somebody that don't actually know what they're talking about or isn't willing to really help you, and all them late night talks is what made me the bull rider that I was. We stay up all night driving. It was fun. That meant a lot to
Was
me.
you talking about bull riding mostly,
Oh,
or just
yeah.
life? Or
Well, mostly bull riding, but man, if you're a good bull rider, you can. I got you, Tyler. you can relate just about everything bull riding teaches you back to life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm still doing here with the injury.
Yeah.
But
I got to where I kind of felt sorry for him that summer because I told him, I said, there's only one way to become a bull rider, and that's to get on a bunch of bulls, you know. So I said, I'm going to enter you, and you're going, you know what I mean? We're going to go. We're going to hit the road. And it was 2021, right after COVID, so the entering process was pretty easy. I had him entered in 5 or 6 a week, at least 5, sometimes 6 a week. IRA rodeos, you never had to drive over 200 miles, really. But anyways, it was pretty fun entering that year because they wasn't filling up the rodeos, and I'd call and say, yeah, I need to enter Tyler for Thursday night. Well, we're full Thursday night. We need you on Saturday. I'm like, well, I can't come Saturday. I guess I won't come. Okay, we'll let you have Thursday. I mean, it was just easy. So I got him entered in all those things, and I got to where I was feeling sorry for him because 6 bulls in a week is pretty tough on you, especially when you're crashing as many times as he was. That's what made him catch on was the hundreds of head of stock he got on that summer. And by the end of the summer, he wasn't getting thrown off very many. And even whenever he was getting thrown off, it was so easy to win money. All you had to do was ride your bull. And say you got 2 out of the 5 road, he'd come home with $2,500, $3,000 a week, and just by hanging on the side of one. So it was a learning experience for him, and it was a lot of fun for Dad to get to go down the road again.
Heck yeah.
Clint, you spent a bunch of time back there in New York with Roger and them rodeoing. What's it like to actually rodeo back east? You don't think about that part of the country being rodeo country, but your dad Roger, he was out there for most of his life, I feel like.
Or something like that, yeah.
Longer there than anywhere, really.
Yeah, it's no different than it is here. It's just you got to drive further to them. They're spread out further apart. Like that circuit is so big. I mean, it goes all the way from Virginia to Maine.
Yeah.
And way over to Ohio. And so you got to drive a lot more. But the year I went up there, they had the only PRCA circuit that had more rodeos than the First Frontier in '98 was Texas circuit. So I went up there because they had, I can't remember, it was like 90 rodeos that summer. And a lot of money up there for the taking. So it was a lot of fun, and it's no different than rodeoing here. There's IRA rodeos to go to, PRCA rodeos to go to, open. There's all kinds of stuff to go to. You just got to drive further.
I was real surprised the very first time I went up to New York. They have this deal called the Thruway when you got to drive through these Adirondacks. It's like, seems like about 1,000 miles of nothing. You don't even see it. It isn't quite 1,000. It's like 500 miles, but that's one of the most desolate roads I've ever driven on in my life.
Yeah, you think of New York City as metropolitan.
I thought I was going to be bumper to bumper traffic when I hit the state line all the way till I got out, but it is a little different than that. Remember, I had to pay like $47 to cross a bridge one time. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Just to pull a trailer across a bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
They charge you by the tire on the asphalt. That's why nobody up there drives a dually truck. That's 2 extra tires you got to pay for.
Tyler, you mentioned riding that barrel. Is there any other way of practicing bull riding without just getting on a bull? I mean,
well, if you spend a lot of time thinking about it, running it through your mind, it's got to be a reaction. Your subliminal mind. It's not all, because you can't think that fast. You know, and just run it through your mind as much as you can, and try to think back. If you got thrown off, you know, to last night or whatever, try to think back over that and figure out exactly where you went wrong and how you would fix it in your mind, and that'll make it so much easier to.
Was somebody videotaping you most of the time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and you could watch them and see, but man, just if you're ate up with it, go ahead with it.
Right.
I mean.
And you got to be too to do it.
Oh yeah.
I would think.
I'd hate to get on one. I'd hate to get on one going half-ass at him, Jimbo.
Well, I know. What's our motto about bull riding?
Once they get too big to rope, we eat them. That's what we do. Right. But there is a handful.
If they still
of
rope
guys.
them and drag them out.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh shoot.
I don't know, but you had bulls since y'all had bulls anyway. So did you practice much on bulls, or did you just practice at the rodeo?
Well, I would go to a little place over there by Ark City, Robert Swanson's, and he had a little pen of bulls, pretty good. And I'd go over there and practice a lot. He had a deal every Sunday at 2. You could go over there and get on for free. And man, it was a good environment. You know, I had a lot of fun over there, made a lot of good bull rides, learned a lot. And
he rode that barrel every day.
Oh yeah,
Really?
all day.
All day long. I built him a little barrel that kicked and spun and.
So it's pretty good practice for somebody just starting out.
Oh yeah.
Or
Towards the end of my career, I got to it because it's on a square pipe platform, and on a old trailer hub and a spring, a coil spring, and man, I got to where I could literally shove that thing around with my hips around the yard, like pick it up off the ground and shove it. It's crazy, but yeah, that's how much time I spent on that thing.
You never stood on a ball like old JB does?
Well,
Said that was his only thing he ever did.
I sure tried that, but I busted my ass.
Yeah.
But no, and I always had a colt to ride or something around the house, so I was always aboard something.
who was some of your traveling partners? Was it just your dad, or did you?
Well,
some other guy?
after my dad, it was J.R. Stratford and Jackson Ward, and I traveled with Gus Justman and Wyatt Brown and Blake Huffman for a little while too, and they was all good boys, man. We all thought the same and
Helped each other.
oh yeah, we was brothers.
Seem like bull riders are a pretty tight little group, aren't they?
They do seem.
They come across that way anyway, other than J.B. Mooney and that guy the other day when they was fighting.
Oh, I think they's pretty good brothers though too.
Well, I think so too. I saw a picture of them hugging it out afterwards.
Man, if you ain't got to get out and run around the car a couple times with them, are they really your friends?
Right, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, a little bit extra cold beer will help out on getting in
Exactly.
some situations like that sometimes.
Yep.
Everybody has to wonder at the end if, what the heck? Wasn't in my right mind last night.
Right. What was I thinking?
Yes, sir.
Well, where all did you go? What was some of the road trips y'all took?
And one of the last ones we took, it was pretty funny. We went all the way to Huron, South Dakota. Or is it North Dakota? Heck, I can't
One
remember.
of the Dakotas.
Yeah, one of ND, SD, whatever. And that was a Friday night. And we drove all the way back to Poplar Bluff. And I drove all night. Or most of the night, JR, oh, I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Jackass. Well, he did win the rodeo. But we drove all the way back to Poplar Bluff. Man, that was a long drive. 8 hours. And I got thrown off. I was all mad. Got on this.
Probably help drive a little further.
Yes.
Just be mad.
Oh, yeah. And I got on this great big brindle, and he lunged out there probably 15 foot and then rolled and did it again and come around into my hand. And I was riding him real good, and he wasn't quite stepping ahead yet. And then when he did, I was like, oh, man, I can hold what I got. No, you can't ever hold what you got. You got to stay fighting for the front and keep going. And we was eating, JR's mom cooked us lunch the next day. That was halfway in between South Dakota and Huron. But anyway, she cooked me lunch, and she told me, she was like, Tyler, you know what you need to do in that situation? She's like, just go ahead and spur him. That way you can get back ahead and keep your a good mental game on him, Stay aggressive.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. She'd seen JR get on bulls ever since he's a little boy, but it's about like my mom. I could send her my video, and she'd be like, well, looks like your feet got a little bit loose. It's not funny, Mom.
Not as easy
Let's
as
not
it
talk
looks,
about
Mom.
it tonight. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It hurts my feelings.
What are the rules in a bull rider rig? Like the guys I travel with, if whoever won the most money that day usually bought the next meal we ate, no matter what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
If I was driving, I pulled in Steakhouse every time, Red Lobster or something, you know.
Especially if your buddy won.
Yeah, if I was driving and my buddy won, I'd hit the big place.
Well, usually if you fall off pretty fast, you get to drive the first leg. And you had to buy the first tank of gas, too. And just little stuff like that. And heck, I can't remember much more.
You're traveling with a pretty good guy, old JR.
Oh, yeah.
He's really coming on right now. He's making a big name for himself, I feel like.
He's been kind of hindered with being crippled up here lately, but, man, he's tough. You can't kill that guy. You can't hold him down.
Seemed like they hurt him pretty good at the finals or something this year. Didn't he get hurt pretty good?
Stepped right on his head, and he tore his collarbone off of his chest, and he already had it tore off of the AC joint. He already had it tore off the end of his shoulder, but that bull, when he stepped on his head, he scraped his collarbone off of his chest. He's kind of going through that right now, but he's still riding good.
That's a real common injury for bull riders, I feel like. Collarbone. My uncle was a pretty good bull rider growing up, and then one of your uncles was actually my uncle at one time growing up too. And
Uncle Buck, JC.
Oh yeah, JC Stockton. But I don't even remember where the heck I was going with that.
Yeah. What was your worst injury riding a bull?
Oh, probably, honestly, either breaking my feet in the slats or landing on this shoulder and tearing that AC joint off.
Getting home,
breaking your feet in the slats. What do you mean?
Oh man, if you're
hanging your foot coming out.
Yes, sir, having your foot turned out, or you're trying to have it sideways and he jumps in there and grabs your spur or something and hooks it in the slat, and then he jumps again and break the shit out of your feet. It sucks. You'll be having to walk around on your heel for a month or two.
Dang it. I've always wondered what those rides home were like for some of these guys. You know, they're getting in an old worn out vehicle, and some of them don't even have anyone to drive them home. They got to figure out a way to get home, some of these crippled cowboys that are on the road.
Well, that hurting part of it, like, you just got to learn to love it, like, because that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way around that. So if you're real sore or anything, like, I'd be laying in bed at night just happy about it. Like, man, I can't wait till I can do this again.
Do you guys stretch a lot before you get on or anything?
Oh, yeah. That's a must, I thought of. And, yeah, I always stretched out real good and tried to stay kind of limber and healthy.
You should have been pretty limber at your age, Joe. Not like some of them 30-year-old bull riders.
Man, I was a pretty flexible guy. I think, and I drank a lot of milk. I think that's what helped me stay kind of healthy. I got in some pretty bad, hairy situations, but I never did come out hurt real bad.
You ever have a bull you're scared of, or is that good to be scared of them, or just respect them, or what?
Man, if you're a bull rider, you're going to be scared.
And some bulls have a reputation. You know they're going to look you up, you know.
Or he's mean, yeah. I mean, you're going to have that little bubble gut syndrome deal every time you go there, but you just got to, like I said, keep in your subliminal mind, keep in your own mind. Don't think about that stuff, because all that stuff you tell yourself is lies. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no realness in that.
You can't say he didn't get nervous, because that summer I drove him around. If we was within 30 minutes of the arena, I'd start having to stop. I'm talking 5 or sometimes 10 times for him to use the restroom.
Well, he did always tell me whenever I was a kid, he was like, you never want to get on one with your belly full. And I don't know why, but that stuck with me, and I'd have to take a shit. About 8 times. I'd be in the porta potty before, sweating with the flies right before I got on the bull. So
that's the same thing my dad told me roping growing up. But then I'd look around and see a bunch of other guys that are eating a full meal before they rope. I'm like, how the heck you guys doing that? My dad said never eat before you rope. What are y'all thinking?
Well, I just remembered one of my worst injuries. I was at the Beef Empire days there at Garden City, Kansas, pro rodeo. Corco Rodeo Company had it. And I drew this great big Bramer painted up, prettiest thing you ever saw. Great big horns, just the one you'd want. And called jambalaya. And the old man Corco walked up to me. He seen me sitting there all alone all night, just focusing on this. And he walked up and said, "Son, don't throw your hat till you're on the fence." He said, "This sucker will get you." Well, anyway, he jumps out there, comes around to the left, makes 2 rounds, jumps out of it, comes around to the right, and then gets in the out gate and throws a Bramer fit, throws his ass in the ground, throws his head up, and he gets me to lean back, and then he just licks it right around, back in the left lead, right around the left, and dumped me right on the back of my neck, and my knees were beside my head, and he stomped on my face right here, and the right above my hips and my back, and it just popped me through the sand, and I was trying to crawl off with no legs. My legs didn't work for a second. And
Was you there?
Yeah, believe it or not, I run down. He was laying there trying to crawl on his elbows, and it scared the heck out of me because I seen it. I was from here to Cody when it happened. But stepped on his head, and I seen his legs wasn't working, and I just reached down and grabbed him and drug him because they were in the outgate. That bull wasn't going to leave. But, yeah, I had to drag him out of there that night and then take him to the hospital. And he didn't tell any. I made him go to the hospital to get stitches in his forehead, and by this time his legs had started working again. But come to find out, he had a broken vertebrae in his lower back that we didn't know about till a year or so ago.
Yeah. Towards 2023, the end of 2023, I was winning the KPRA, Kansas Professional Rodeo Association, and the Central Plains Rodeo Association, Jimmy Carruthers deal. And, man, my back was not having it anymore. I couldn't get underneath my rope and lift with my back anymore. I could do it for probably 5 seconds, and then my body would just give out, and I wouldn't feel it till I hit the ground. Then I'd get up walking like I was 75 years old and just crippled to hell. But
Dang it.
yeah, it wasn't a lot of fun. And then I just started trying to get horseback more, and that helped loosen it up and get my muscles built back up around it where it'd be all right. But I still kind of fight with it daily, but it's not horrible or nothing. But working for John Dobson towards the end of my career, and the last bull I ever got on went with JR and Gus Justman to McAllister, Oklahoma, to their big indoor deal, and drew this NFR bull, good black bull out of the rights right to the right, and I made one of them Donnie Gay short guy moves and just whooped over there, and it brought me around and then stuffed me over his left shoulder, right on this shoulder, and golly, that hurt. And I got up and couldn't even untie my boots or unbutton my shirt or anything with this hand. And JR took me to the dang emergency room, and I got an x-ray, and it was a complete tear. It was tore off probably a quarter inch from it, sticking up too. And they give me a dang pain pill, and I got back in the van, and they had me all braced up with one of them slings, and I couldn't take it off with my left hand. It couldn't reach it. I was like, JR, get this son of a bitch off me. I can't hack it anymore. You got to get it off me. So he does, and I'm sitting back there on the cooler having a beer and thinking about why the hell did I do that. I made the first try. I come around with him, had him picked up, feeling good. Why the hell did I make that big old move? Got excited. Wasn't honestly focused about it. I was thinking too much just because I was just coming back from my back deal, and I just wasn't in the right mind really. But anyway, I was sitting there having a beer on the cooler because there's only 2 captain's chairs and then 2 bunk beds. Dang sure wasn't laying down on that bed with JR's driving. I'd rather have to ride something. Well, anyway, he hit a bump or took a turn too fast. Who knows about that guy? But I just reached out with this arm and pushed off the closet. oh, shit, I forgot all about that. That pain pill and that beer helped me forget about it, but it wasn't a good deal.
That was some of your bad rides. What was your best ride you ever made in your mind?
Man, I was at Pretty Prairie, Kansas, and I drew this little bull that'd been throwing everybody off. Nobody could make it around the first round with him because he walked on his front end and he'd just rear up at you and lick his ass. And I asked JR was out. This was 2023, and JR was out because he broke his leg at the finals. But I was at his house, and I was like, man, do you know anything about this little thing? And he's like, well, the only thing I'm going to tell you is he walks on his front end out of there. That's it. He's like, but he's a good one. And sure enough, I felt him stand on one foot and then teeter-totter on the other one, and I was like, this is exactly... It's kind of funny how you have them little thoughts when you're focused, though, you know. Like, this is exactly what he was talking about. And he slung the gate open with his head and reared up at me, and I bounced off his hump, and we come back, drifted kind of backwards and hit and just away from my hand, and I had him mashed down, man. He couldn't, there was no way he was getting me off. But I was 87.5 points to win the rodeo, and Jay Har had won it in 2022. So he won it the year before, and they didn't give a buckle. But they gave a buckle this year. So, and I already had it on my belt, and I was carrying the box after the deal, and he's like, let me see that buckle. So I just handed him the box. It had my old buckle. He's like, where the hell is it? I was like, it's on my belt, but I'm here.
You already had it on?
Yes, sir. And then I was at Abbeville, and JR was having a Gary LeFew bull riding school at his house, and this was the second year that he'd had it. And I always went out there and helped, or, you know, got on some bulls while I was there. But so there was every one of our pals there. You know, we had a gang of guys there, good bull riders too. And I was the only one entered, but everybody piled in separate cars and drove there. And man, I was feeling good. I had F11 of. Gosh darn it. I just said his name.
Jimmy Kroger.
Yeah, Jimmy's. Anyway, great big old black bull, great big horns. Purdy son of a bitch. I mean, back this wide. And your knot comes out to a little bit bigger than a softball, you know. And anyway, there was these little bitty oil filled pipe chutes. And I got everything tight and went to slide up, and he reached down and put his horn underneath the bottom of the gate and was trying to pick it up off the hinges. And I kind of slid back and smooched to him to get up, and he stood up, and I just went. And he bailed out of there and rolled. And in the video I got, the only thing you see when he rolls out of there is one little red boot toe sticking out. And he hits and does it again. And I have a snapshot in my memory, in my mind, of that second jump whenever he, because the crowd was packed. It was Saturday night. And there's people everywhere, you know, stands full on their feet. And I just have a snapshot. When everything come tight right here, I could see everybody standing up cheering and stuff. And then he hit and come around. And I was riding him pretty good, and he was kind of pulling on my right foot, so I just kept putting it back down with a little more authority every time. And then I got kind of, right at the whistle, I got kind of excited and went to really gapping him up there in the neck. And I think I was on him for like 14 seconds doing that. And finally throwed me off in the mud, and I got up and throwed my hat and jumped around like a little idiot. But it was sure fun, man.
That's got to be the best feeling.
I was 90 and a half, 90 and a half.
That's got to be the best feeling in the world when you spur a good bull, you know, get tapped off and just spur a good bull, get off just like you're supposed to, maybe land on your feet. And that's got to be better than any drug I could ever.
Dang right.
You know.
And all my buddies beat the shit out of me, trying to congratulate me as I hung my shit up in the corner. They come back there and was slapping me all over, and I'm like, hey, calm the hell down. Just let me have a breath here. Thank you, though. Let's go have a beer after this, you know. And then I remember I win Ponca City that year, 2023. Come over here, and I had 9/11, never forget, of Sammy Andrews. And, man, that little dude bucked. Jumped out there and was trying to pull me down and shake me off out of there. And he's a little bitty sucker, but, man, I was 88 and a half, got off on my feet this time, and jumped around like a little idiot again and was living life, having fun.
That was almost your hometown rodeo.
Yeah,
over there.
pretty close.
Pretty darn.
Yes, sir.
Probably considered your hometown rodeo, really, over
Yes,
there.
sir.
Did you like to get off on your feet? Was that the way you wanted to
Well,
do it?
yeah, I would love to every time, but I was a pretty clumsy guy, and I landed on my head quite a bit. Or
I heard somebody say one time it wasn't good to get off on your feet because you'd get kicked in the head, if you were standing up. But I'd rather be on my feet where I could run.
yes, sir.
I always heard never get off on the fence. I don't know.
Yeah,
And so that's the
not-
worst
that's
possible
not a
thing
cool
you can
thing.
do.
Yeah. What would you tell me that story about that bull named Wild Onion? You were telling
Oh
me?
shoot, that was at Abilene, Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
in 2022. He was the runner-up Bucking Bull of the Year that year, and heck, I remember showing up to JR's at the beginning of the week. There's that whole week of Kansas rodeos you can go to, and I remember showing up at the beginning of the week, and me and Jackson Ward walked in there, and JR's like, "Who's got the Wild Onion?" And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't look at what I
Yeah,
had. I might look at it the day of the rodeo, but dang sure ain't gonna sit there and ponder on it." But anyway, he's like, "Who's got the onion?" And Jack was like, "Not me." And JR looked at me and smiled, and he told me driving around that week, he was like, I really wanted to talk to you about it, because he was like, "I know you're gonna ride him." But he's like, so many times I caught myself had to bite my tongue. So he's like, "I didn't want to mess with your mind." And that was really good traveling with him and Jack, is we never had to worry about what we was thinking.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get there, and I go hang my rope up right beside Brady Portnier. This is kind of funny. And I sit down on my bag, and I'm putting my boots on. That's the first thing I did when I got to the rodeo, was take my driving shoes off, put my boots on. But I'm sitting there on my bag, and the onion is pinned right behind me. And he was chewing his cud when I walked up. But I'm sitting there, and he jumped up, and he's hooking the fence, throwing dust all over my stuff. I just turned around and was like, "Hey, go pick on somebody else. Quit messing with me, And sure enough, he did. He left me alone. But he went and licked every other bull rider's rope that was on the fence in that section of pin, He went and licked everybody else's rope, but it wouldn't even walk by and smell mine. And then they loaded him, and it's sheet metal. And you got to bend a hook and be above him to put your rope on him. There's no standing out there beside him. And man, he's picking on my little young ass. I'm still not completely a great bull rider yet, but he's trying to throw his weight around at me. And I remember I finally got my tail tied to my handle, and I got out of there, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait till he loads in the bucket chute before I mess with him again. And that sucker picked his head up and looked at me, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to get aboard him and make a deal with him right now. I'm going to show him that I've come here and mean business. So I did. And I remember I got down on him once they rolled him in, and JR had turned out. And if you turn out, you're not supposed to be at the rodeo. They'll fine you. Well, he's pulling my rope, because I was like, I'm first out. He's pulling my rope, and I get it in my hand, and that bull takes a big old breath and just leans into the front slide, and rope slips out of my hand. I'm like, "Hey, JR." And I'll never forget the look in his eyes. He's like, "Well, you just told on me, dude. Now they know I'm here." Sammy Andrews isn't dumb. He's seen you,
Right.
But anyway, I get my wrap and nod out of there, and he lunges out of there and bounces on his front end, double kicking, and comes around and really trying to jerk on me. And anyway, about 4 or 5 seconds, my hand comes through the back of my handle, and like my tail's through there, so it's still tied to it. You know, I'm not up here like a bronc rider. I'm still in there, but I rode him like that. And honestly, I rode him better like that than I did with my hand in my rope. And I got off away from my hand because he was going left, you know. And that's pretty dangerous. Not supposed to do that. But I did it quite a bit. Anyway, I hit the ground and I lift my hat up off my eyes. And I take off running, and he's right behind me. And he follows me all the way up into the corner of the buck and shoot. And one of Sammy's workers, you know, great big guy, just grabbed me underneath the armpits, picks me up like a little kid, and sets me down on the back of the buck and shoot. He's like, "That was a hell of a bull ride." And I'm like, "Thanks for saving me." I mean, just like a little kid. Mm-hmm. It was quite the deal.
It was like that bull knew you had him drawn, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He could sense it. He knew just as well as I did. Mm-hmm. That's weird how smart they are. And man, it's like this too. Anywhere I went, the first bull that I'd lay eyes on was usually the biggest son of a bitch there. And I'm the littlest guy. I've always been the littlest guy around, you know, and that's usually 9 times out of 10 that would be my draw. And I remember I was in Bladen, Nebraska at Phil Sumner Rodeo. And I walk back there behind the buck and shoots, looking at these bulls, and I see this great big brindle ball-faced bull with one horn laying there. Great big sucker, chewing his cud. And I'm like, hope that's not mine. You know, I mean, just you always have them little thoughts, and I'm like, man. And turns out I walked up there and asked Phil, I was like, what's 35X or whatever the hell his number was? And he's like, oh, he's that great big brindle. I'm like, okay. Well, I put my rope on him, and he's gentle as hell, you know. And I'm fixing to slide up on him, and Phil's son-in-law, I think, or nephew, but Jason Aududdle, he told me, he was like, Tyler, just slide up there and ride him like you usually do. Don't be second. You seen me messing around, you know. And instantly, I was game on again. You know, I wasn't letting that just clicked my head right there. And he jumped out of there and never did turn back. He just made like half rounds. And then I got a little late on the last 2 jumps, and he did bring me, and I just stuck my chest out and pulled my head back and bounced off of his hump. And then thankfully the whistle blew. And I just let go, and he slung me out of there, and I spun around in the air and landed right on my feet. Wasn't even trying to. I was just like, oh, I've had enough. I don't want to bounce off there again. But
you ever get hung up real bad?
Well, I got hung up for a little while whenever I was young. Up there in Vermont. I forgot. My dad did take me up there in 2018, and I got on a little handful of bulls. I was 16 then. And anyway, this bullfighter grabbed this thumb and ripped it back and touched my dang wrist with it. And I was like, ow, can't you tell that's leather? Like, that's not a bull rope. Why? And he's dragging on it, too. Just
Dragging on your thumb?
I'm like, ow. Ow. And my dad and my uncle had to come save me. But I got a funny one about Bronk Vogele having to save me. In a little rodeo in New York, little open deal. I drew this bull twice, and Bronk had to save me twice. But the last time I drew him, I did ride him this time, win the bull riding. But he was an old bull, and he had like a sway back, like a horse, pretty welly. And anyway, the whistle blowed, and I just completely forgot what I was doing, young dumbass me, and dropped down in there, and he's whooping the shit out of me. And Bronk jumps off the back of the bucket chutes, rolls the shit out of his ankle on the pipe underneath the gate, you know, and runs out there and reaches over his head and pops me loose. That bull throws Bronk. I hit the ground, and then he goes over there and throws Bronk on top of me. And I was like, ugh. you know, and then he comes back over there. He's got us stacked up, and he just throws Bronc off of me. And then he gets down on his knees, and he's just wallering all over me. And I really do believe that Bronc landing on me hurt worse than that bull wallering on me. I mean, he scorched the farts out of me.
Well, he's come from a bull riding family. The more I get to thinking about it,
Oh, yeah.
his great grandpa, you know, Bobby's dad was a bull rider. Both of his grandpas were bull riders. Great uncle won the Prairie Circuit, I know, bull riding. His dad was a bull rider. He's a bull rider. It'd just be interesting to see how many people in one family were successful bull riders. I mean, you really don't see that often. I don't feel like. I mean, maybe one kid drifts off to it, but not the whole family.
Right.
Not the whole family. I mean, it's really unbelievable to me when the more I sit here and think about it. You know, when he talked about his uncle Bronc, you know, because Bronc was a good bull rider too. Mm-hmm. On top of it, I mean, so many bull riders in his family.
Oh, it's in their blood, that's for sure.
It's definitely in their blood. No doubt about it.
Is there any new ones coming on?
Oh, man, there's JR's got a little brother. I mean, not in my family, there's not, but JR's had got a little brother, and he's got a couple little buddies that are sure enough salty. Yeah. And they're already shocking the world. Hell, Chase Stratford, JR's little brother, just win the Kansas State. He's the state champ just this last weekend. Wow. Went in there and kicked their ass. But
who's your favorite bull riders now to watch?
Probably JR and Jackson Ward. I love watching them guys. They're just as gritty as I was and dirty tough. You can't kill them.
You watch PBR much?
No, sir, I don't. I'm not a big fan of it.
You know, I used to watch it all the time, and I don't watch it anymore. Man, there's a lot of people my age and stuff that just don't watch it. I don't know what happened.
It was really dang cool whenever I was a kid to watch the Built Ford Tough series or even go back and watch the Bud Light Cups. But, I don't really like the team deal.
I can't make it make sense. I mean, rodeo's an individual sport.
I didn't like
unless your team roping.
When you picked your own bull either. I mean, it just got kind of gimmicky to me or something. I don't know. They didn't have to.
And there's a rule that if you're born after 1994, you got to wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever wear one?
I had to qualify and make the junior national finals. I made it in 2021, and I could ride one with it, but it's too much weight on my head, and I couldn't see hardly through it, and I don't know, just all that.
Donnie Gay always said it kind of threw you off your balance, you know, and stuff.
It's a lot of weight on your head.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always trying to pull your chin up.
They were trying to wear like catcher's mask and stuff when I was a kid growing up, and a lot of those guys trying that got that mask crushed in their face and really did a lot of permanent damage.
The first round at the junior NFR, I was wearing Chase Stratford's helmet, and dirty little bull. I mean, good little sucker, but dirty. He was rolling, and I was trying to ratchet down there and just keep a hold of him, but he threw his head back, and I was a little too far. Like I said, I couldn't see. My depth perception was off or something. But he threw his head back and put a horn right here and just spread them bars a little bit. And I was like, if that would not have happened if I had my dang hat on. I promise you.
I'd taken him to those qualifiers for that thing that year, and one of them was in McAllister at Ward Rodeo Company had it. And we got there early, and they weren't having the junior qualifier till after their open rodeo. So I walked up there to the secretary, and I said, "You guys full of bull riders?" She goes, "Nope." I said, "Put Tyler in." So they put him in there, and he just happened to draw one of their rankest suckers. I mean, and at those qualifiers, like he told you, they made him wear a helmet. Well, at that open rodeo, he rode in his hat. He rode the rankest bull there, spurred him a little bit, made a really good ride. I was real proud of him. And then after the rodeo, they run in these little junior bulls, and he borrowed somebody's helmet because there was a rule, and little junior bull throwed him off right on his head.
Oh, I mean, like one jumped me. Embarrassing. And then Terry Ward's mom was the secretary, and she's paying me, and she goes, "Hey, that calf was mine that just throwed your ass off." I'm like, "Gosh darn it." But she was like, "Here's all this money. You just come back." Like, hell yeah. I love it.
What do you think about Stetson Wright?
That is an animal. That is an animal. He can ride anything.
He's pretty tough too, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know,
He's tougher than a boot. I would never doubt him.
He's really impressed me a lot the last
Oh,
several
yeah.
years.
I would never doubt him. And Kai Hamilton, that's another real tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's awesome too, man. There's a badass group of bull riders going down the road.
I saw where the Crimmer kid was going to go to some PRCA rodeos this year.
He bought his rookie card. Hell, he's world champion now. PBR.
He's a good rider, it looks like.
Dang right. He's pretty sticky.
I saw him riding one barefoot the other day in shorts, barefooted or something.
Yep, at his house. I've seen them videos too. It's pretty dang neat.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty dang neat.
Well, I'm glad some of these, I feel like maybe the PRCA bull riding might be making a little bit of resurgence, you know?
I believe so too. I think everybody's getting sick of the PBR and realizing that it's way more fun to come rodeo. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It almost seemed like this team deal. I'm not even throwing any hate on them at all.
not
It
either,
almost
but-
seems like these old guys are trying to stay relevant, so they decide, hey, let me be the coach and put a team together, and we'll still be the star of this deal. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it too much either. But
I looked into it a little bit. I had a good buddy trying to get me to be on the Texas Rattlers team. Didn't work out, which I'm glad. But like Cody Lambert's team that he's got.
yeah, tough team.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, and I talked to a bunch of my buddies, and they were like, man, they're only giving you $1,500 to show up. And I'm like, damn, I thought you got a contract, you know, and they'd pay you, buy your plane ticket to go there and give you some money. I mean, $1,500's not bad, but shit, I could travel down the road and make more than that. I mean, I'd have to spend a little more, but there's all them memories.
Yeah, can't put a price on a good time,
No,
can you?
sir.
how much of bull riding's mental, in your opinion?
About 97% of it.
Really?
You got to stay pretty healthy in between your ears.
You got to have some confidence too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. And I had a kid ask me where I get my confidence from driving late at night. And I told him, I was like, man, this is how I think about it. I said, I trust in the Lord that he sent me here to do what I love, and I love to do this. And I can do it because of the trust I have in him, you know. He'll take care of me. And that kind of opened their eyes to that, to God a little bit more, you know. Because if you don't believe in God, travel down the road and try to ride some big-ass bulls all the time for a living. He'll show you. Or go day work or whatever.
Boy, howdy, I think a lot of good, young bull riders ought to be calling you up on the telephone and getting some advice, man. I mean, you've really put a lot of this in perspective for me on the whole bull ride, and you've explained stuff to me just talking about it that, honestly, you know, being from the time Davinian, I didn't know that much, but
Right.
But you've done such a good job explaining, you know, just the fundamentals of bull riding and stuff, just talking about how you were in your mental game. I mean,
Right.
You're an impressive guy, man.
Thank you, Cody.
You see world champions, though. I've seen them come and go. They get off in the head a little, get in the funk, and they can't ride nothing. You know, I don't know what caused it.
Yeah, man, it's just like maybe your money's low, or you're a little crippled up, a little sore, or you know your girlfriend left you or some shit. You know,
Yeah.
and that none of that shit matters once you nod your head. So there's no point in worrying about any of that while you're on the way to the rodeo. So
That's right.
I mean, yeah, that shit has nothing to do with riding bulls, or you know, if you love to ride bulls. None, your girlfriend breaking up with you, or you know, cheating on you, or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. And the hell, there's plenty of fish in the sea, especially at them rodeos.
Especially if you're a bull rider, man. You guys got all the girls.
Heck yeah. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore bull riders?
Shoot.
4 names.
Oh man, like I said, I'd have to put Wasey Cathy on there. Had to put Donnie Gay. Probably Denny Flynn on there. And probably Lane Frost, man. That guy was mentally strong and tough, and you couldn't foul him, you know. And I'm into the old school bull riding. That's what like I said, when I would study them tapes every day. And I'm surprised they still work. I've watched them. I can even say what the announcer's going to say before it happens. Now that I've seen them so much, but shoot, I forgot where I was going with this.
How much have the bulls? You watch those old tapes. How much have the bulls changed?
Man, the bull power hasn't changed. There's just more of them.
More of them, yeah.
There's just more buckers out there. Like, I mean, I can't really speak for the old timers, but
Right.
What I believe is, shoot, you'd go somewhere and there might be 3 or 4 real good ones in his pen, and the rest are kind of junk, you know, or just treacherous or whatever. But yeah, there's just more of them. There's bulls, rank bulls in everybody's backyard around here.
I think
That'd
so
be
too.
my guess
Yep.
too. You know, there's just more of them. The best ones probably aren't any better, but it's just more of them.
Yeah, I mean, Bodacious was around,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
back in the day.
Tornado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah.
Well, we've rode enough bulls, I guess.
Yeah.
What about the wreck?
Well, like I told you earlier, I was working for John and Jim Dobson over there at Caw City. And
What were you doing?
taking care of wean calves,
Right.
feeding,
Yeah.
welding on shit, building shit, just really anything. Like I said, I just landed on this shoulder and tore it off. And I was driving to work a week before this accident, and I was crying. I was like, God, I need some help with my mind. You know, I'm kind of lost right now. I'm not doing what I love. You know, I can't go down the road, and I'm hurt. Can you help me? And a week later goes by, and I fall asleep driving to work early one morning and rolled the pickup 9 times, I think, or whatever. And whenever I woke up in the hospital, my mind was fixed. That's a hell of a way to fix your mind. But
So where'd you wake up at?
I woke up in Tulsa in the ICU, St. John's. And
How long had you been out?
shoot, I think I was out for at least 30 minutes, all the way from the wreck site there north of Scheidler to Ponca.
Yeah.
And then they kept me pretty well heavily sedated to keep me kind of comfortable and whatnot. But yeah, I woke up there, and
Was it between Scheidler and Granola on that road?
just right there north of Scheidler.
Okay.
You know, the S curve
Yeah.
there, the first one that goes back east, right there. But anyway, yeah, I woke up there, and man, I can just remember my mom telling me, she was like, just lay still, don't try to move, you'll be all right. And I was like, okay, fine. And then finally they pretty well had me woke up after they put these rods and shit in my back and my neck, and
What did it do?
it broke my C5 and C6 vertebrae in my neck and bruised my spinal cord. And hell, just a bruise will take out your nerves and your limbs and stuff. But yeah, I was there for 34 days in total, but they tried to send me to this other, they called it a PAM place, like post-acute medical care or whatever. And I was only in there for 8 hours, less than 8 hours. I aspirated and wasn't very good. And I remember I woke up back in St. John's, and I opened my eyes, and there was a Jesus crucifix on the wall. And I was like, man, I know I'm fine now, for sure. I'll be fine. And I was in there for 34 days, and that Craig Hospital they had to send a lady to come visit and see if I really wanted to get better. You know, they wasn't going to take anybody that didn't want to try to beat it. And anyhow, they flew me out there in a little bitty jet, and
Flew you out to where? Was it Colorado?
yes,
did you
sir.
say?
Yes, sir. Inglewood, Colorado, and I was there for 4 months.
Wow.
And
Were you out there most of that time? Or?
Yeah, me and his mother both had to go out there. That was one of the stipulations of getting accepted to that hospital. Was that parents had to go to learn how to take care of them and stuff. So we spent 120 days out there.
but they give you like classes, but they're therapies. And they had my little ornery ass busy from at least 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. They knew if they turned me loose, there wasn't no telling where I'd be. But anyway, man, I started after about a month and a half there. My right leg started coming together, and I got to where I could move it pretty good, and my hand was coming along good, and I can still wiggle this hand quite a bit. It's coming along, but man, I just wanted to beat it, and I'm still doing it. But man, that's such a great place and environment out there. It's kind of like college, though. They give you a room, they feed you, you got classes to attend, and as long as you come back to your room and sleep there at night, and don't cause too much trouble, they're fine with you. But I mean, they're into getting you back into your life and, you know, helping you find it again, and so I did have some wild times out there. It was quite a deal. They had never met anybody quite like me out there yet. Chasing all the hot nurses around or
Yeah.
whatever.
Won't expect anything less of you.
Heck no.
Right.
Funniest thing I seen when I was out there, and I love telling this story, was all 4 of them run up there in one of the cafeterias and got them some snacks in the middle of the afternoon. 2 of the guys were just, they could use their arms, and they was in wheelchairs. 2 of them was like Tyler in these electric ones that didn't have much movement yet. Well, they was all in a hurry, running from the nurses or somebody, thought they was going to catch them stealing those snacks. They all 4 just drove straight into the elevator. Well, the 2 that could move their arms were on the front, and the buttons were behind the 2 on the back, and then they were stuck in the elevator. Nobody could reach the button.
Well, and our buddy Kyle, he was like, man, I'll call the nurse. So we was on his floor anyway. So we called her, and Kyle was trying to explain to her the situation. Finally, I was just like, come to the damn elevator and press the button. She was like, well, what good's that going to do? I was like, the door's going to open. I promise. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, just press the damn button. I was getting kind of irate. So she pressed it, and she's like, oh, what do you want me to do now? I was like, press 1. Press ground floor on this son of a gun so we can go outside. But, yeah, that was a funny experience, man. We had all kinds of fun, though. I'll tell you another funny one on it. I had a real good buddy, Noah Allen. I still do, but anyway, he used to just hang on to the back of my wheelchair, and we'd go cruise around town, wait till 5 and go to the nice neighborhoods and check out the hotties or whatever, putting their trash out or just getting home or whatever, you know.
He was in a manual wheelchair, and he'd just hang on to the handle on the back of that one.
But anyhow, we're cruising up by the hospital, and this sumbitch goes probably 7 miles an hour. And we are cruising. And one of our buddies, Tanner Williamson, and his dad comes out, and there's a hot nurse with him. So me and him are both gawking over our shoulders, and I just turned the corner, because we were on a mission to go somewhere. Well, anyway, I just turned the corner, and there's a concrete bench there. His dumbass ain't paying attention. And he just smokes him right in the knees and dumps him out of that wheelchair. But as soon as I felt something grab, I just stopped. Well, that didn't help him not hit the ground very hard, you know. But he just crashed. I mean, thudded. And he goes, what the fuck? I was like, you should have been on the other side. You knew we was going to turn that corner, and you knew the bench was there. Be a good trailer, man. Come on. But
I seen it all happen. I saw the nurse walk out, and I saw them coming around the corner, and then they both stopped paying attention to where they was going at the same time. It was pretty funny.
we had a lot of fun, man.
Probably made some friends out there, didn't you?
Oh, man, friends I'll have forever.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
two of my best friends were my neighbors out there. And they had me on what they called Skid Row. It was these 3 rooms, and if you looked out your window, it was just a brick wall. You couldn't see shit. Well, mine was on the corner, and I could half-ass see mountains and whatever, but yeah, they called it Skid Row. I thought that was kind of fitting.
Why'd they call it that?
Because it was just like a prison, you know.
Okay.
You look out,
Yeah,
and there's just, you see a brick wall. You don't get to see any of the mountains or anything. We had shitty view. Well, I had the best one out of the 3 rooms,
Right.
but yeah. But nowadays, man, when we come home, I was going to therapy in Tulsa, and driving 4 hours every day or twice a week or 3 times a week, that's pretty expensive. And man, we'd get down there and we'd only get about 30 minutes of therapy.
Where were you going?
Oh, they're at Ascension St. John. They have a little therapy
Okay.
outpatient thing. And well, anyway, we got sick of that. And my dad had his hip replaced when he was 41, and he did his therapy there at Sedan, Kansas, in the hospital. They have a pretty badass therapy deal. People that really care and want you to get better. But so he was like, screw that Tulsa deal. We'll just stop in there and see if our insurance will cover it or whatever. And turns out, well, they told us that you only get 60 visits a year. We were like, shit. That's just a little less than 1 a week, you know. Damn it. So anyhow, we got talking to my insurance, or my mom's insurance or whatever, and as long as I'm doing it at a hospital, it's unlimited. So I've been going 3 times a week for the last year and a half, and man, they got me standing up on my own, walking around. Here recently, I've been having my core come back, and I can get on my hands and knees and crawl around a little bit, and then get on my knees on a ball in the corner and practice slapping the shit out of my dad if I want, and you know. But it's fun, man. I mean, and that same mentality that I had bull riding, that's what's helped me get through this too. Because, I mean, hell, I'm not dead yet, and if I'm still here, I might as well make the best of it. And I'm still, the good Lord loves my little ornery ass for some reason. But I'm having so much return and getting to where I can get around again, and like going rodeoing this last weekend. I couldn't have done that a month and a half ago, but I'm getting stronger now where I can reach around the pickup and get you whatever you need, or the only thing I'm having trouble with is getting in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm getting to where I can get back out and do it. And I've been waiting on that for 2 years now, but I'm blessed with really good family support system and friends that just want to help me, and they'll do whatever the hell I need, so.
You think about getting in the buck and bull business, breeding some bulls?
Well,
Hauling some bulls, maybe?
JR, I got a heifer from Jimmy Crothers. And
Pretty much all the bad stock now originally came from Jimmy Crothers. He had the largest herd of plumber cows, is what they called them back in the day. And I guess all the great bucking bulls, a lot of them go back to these plumber cows. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
cut you
you're
off.
fine, Cody. Yeah, so I got a heifer from Jimmy, and she's in with JR's heifers, and hopefully we get a bull. Well, I kind of want a heifer first. I don't really need a damn bull right off the bat. I kind of want to grow a little
He's
more.
putting on a bull riding in Cedarville, Kansas, June the 5th.
Yep.
Oh, June the 5th?
Yep, I got 5,000 added.
Dang.
And I already got 30 guys wrote down that are going to come, and about 2/3 of them are all my old bull riding pals that can really ride, so it's going to be an interesting deal. And JR's bringing bulls to that, and then Cody Pontius is bringing a trailer load too, so that'll be quite the deal.
Nice.
Got a few vendors coming, and
I need to get I need to find out that information. We'll share it on the museum stuff. And
It's on
Heck
Facebook.
yeah.
I've seen the flyer.
okay,
on it.
yeah. Heck, I probably didn't, when I saw it as a bull riding, I probably didn't take the time to read the dang thing. But
I don't blame you.
now, no, I mean, heck, bull riding was always good watching growing up, no doubt
yeah.
about it.
I tell that story when I was a kid. We'd go to those RCA rodeos. My family was all steer ropers. I'd want to stay and watch the bull ride. And they're wanting to get their horse alone and get out of there, beat the traffic. No, bull riding was always the last event, and it would always piss them off that they had to stay so I could watch the bull riding. You know.
Heck yeah. Well, I imagine you know how to put one on. You guys know how to put on a bull riding, so
Well,
I bet it's a good one.
I'm sure hoping. It sounds like we're going to draw a hell of a crowd, and we got a hell of a crowd of bull riders, too. So
Perfect.
I hate to have to be judging it because I think there's 30 really good bull riders and JR's bringing some really good bulls, and it won't be like the normal bull ridings that you see these days where you might see one guy ride his bull. I think those judges are going to have their work cut out for them. They're probably going to ride over half of them.
oh, yeah, I imagine.
You gonna try to make an annual deal out of it, or
Yeah. And then I thought about having like a winter series down here at the indoor barn,
yeah,
the Brantley Memorial Barn or whatever, and I think that would be a hell of a deal. And have a winter series and then have that annual deal in the summer, or maybe even have a spread out series in the summer. Maybe we can catch some hands that way, or
yeah,
just trying to kind of have something to do.
yeah. Shoot, yeah.
Hell, I try to whoop ass at therapy 3 times a week, and that's a hell of a deal. I love it, but I'd love to see my old pals again and watch some good bull rides, you know.
For sure.
You said you've really improved in the last month and a half or 2 months. You know, your strength and stuff. And what are your goals?
Man, I want to get back up walking again, and where I can find a better way to walk, talk, and act, and help people. That's kind of what I want to do. That's all I want to do is get better and give back a little.
Well, never seen a better attitude.
I haven't either, Jimbo. This is a good guy right here.
Sure.
Like everything about him.
And that's the kind of podcast that just kind of makes you feel like it's worth it. You know, I mean, what we're doing is worth it to get stories like that out.
No doubt. No doubt. I've known his family my whole life.
Well, I've read about it.
I just
like
got
you say.
acquainted with him, and I mean, he's a good kid.
Yeah,
I can't
for
say
sure.
enough good things about him. So,
Man, this damn catheter's giving me fits, guys.
oh crud. Well, Jimbo, what else you got for him today?
Well, just thank him for coming down and just wish him the best. And man, what a story.
Thank you guys for having
Inspiration
me.
for anybody.
Yeah, no matter what you're going through in life, keep your head up like this kid.
Right.
He's got a bright future ahead of him, bucking bulls and
Whatever he does.
putting on events, and I like it. Helping out some youngsters. He can really help out some youngsters too, I think.
Yep.
He's got that in him. He can explain stuff that most people that do it can't even explain what they do.
Right.
It's just really unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, Tyler, we appreciate having you on today.
Thank you guys. Thank
Good
you
seeing
guys.
you, Clint.
pleasure.
You too, man.
For sure. Tell Roger I said hello.
Dang sure.
It's been a while since I heard from him, but
Yes, sir, I will.
I never really got around to it, but I have a pretty close connection to these guys. His dad and his granddad, we used to live together. He actually lived in my room when I was growing up for a few years. So know the family well, Jimbo. Know the family well. Good people.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see everybody next time.
Later.
Later.